Hello, loves. This is Kendra with the Prosperous Projector, and I'm coming on today to speak to human design projectors who are entrepreneurs. I want to talk to you about a self-sabotaging pattern that is more than likely an undercurrent in how you're showing up in your life and business, and you're wondering why you keep moving through this loop and you can't figure out how to get out of this loop. I want to talk to you about this today. Because one of the things that I've learned on my journey as a projector is I've had this experience in my life where, all throughout my life, not just now that I have my own business, but even when I was in corporate, where I had this idea or this vision and this narrative of what success was supposed to look like. And typically that idea and that vision of what success looked like had to do with how generators were showing up in the world, right? How manifesting generators were showing up and how generators were showing up. And so I would proceed to show up in my career and hustle and run the race and do all the things only to find that I would hit a wall, that I would run out of steam, and that I wasn't able to keep up. And then what would happen is the story over time was created that, oh, well, I must not be capable, or I can't keep up, or something must be wrong with me, right? And so this is a story that more than likely, I'm sure, began like early in my life. But every time I had an experience like that where I would show up and, unintentionally and unconsciously try to keep up with the generators around me to inevitably run out of gas, I was feeding into the story that would say, yeah, Kendra, you're not capable. You can't keep up, with this. You're not going to be able to create the success that they have created because you can't keep up with the race. And so it kept me in this loop and in this pattern of, going out, running the race, running, burning out, hitting the wall, being forced to rest and to recoup, and then get back up and do the same thing over and over again, right? Like it's this repeating pattern. And I bet if you are a projector and you've just learned that you're a projector, that you can probably look back over your life and maybe even now and see that this pattern is playing out in your life. There may be this underlying narrative that says that you're not capable, that you can't keep up. This underlying belief that, well, it's happening for them, they're creating the success, but I'm not going to be able to create that because every time I try to go out there and do the thing and show up, I burn myself out. Or maybe right now you're just feeling like you're tired, you're feeling like you can't do anything, you're not feeling motivated, you're not feeling inspired. And it's because you haven't been tending to the quality of your energy. And it may also be because you're not aware of how your energy is designed to work and show up and interface with this world around you as a projector. So it wasn't until human design came into my life back in 2019. It wasn't until then that all of these patterns that were showing up in my life began to make sense, because I had been operating from this mindset in this space of being a generator. I grew up in a household with a manifesting generator as a mom and a generator as my dad. And so that's all I knew, right? And of course, 70% of our world are generators. And so that is the model that you see every single day that is showing you what it looks like to be successful and showing you the path of what success is supposed to look like. But once you learn that you are a projector, once you deep dive into who you are and what it means to be a projector and how you're designed to show up in the world and how to use your energy in the most efficient way, you begin to see that yes, you can actually show up and create the success that you desire. But it may look a bit different. Your path may look a bit different. The way that you show up and interact with people may look and be different. So what I want to ask you today is to really ask yourself the question, okay, how am I using my energy? Am I forcing myself to think or believe that I need to show up in a certain way because that's what's been modeled to me? Am I operating out of this hustler archetype that says I need to be just doing all the things all day, every day? I need to be working hard. I need to be working long hours. I can only do it myself. I need to be consistent, and so that means that I need to show up in all the places every single day. Like, I really want to invite you to look at what stories are playing beneath your actions and behaviors, because those are the things that are blocking you from really tapping into your true potential and to what success means for you. And so one of the things that I've had to do in my journey is redefine what success means for me, because as a projector, our signature theme is success. So when we are in alignment, when we are honoring our own innate energy and we're operating from our strengths and we're working with ourselves, when we are doing that, then what we're doing is we're actually removing resistance off of our path, and we naturally lean into this energy of being a success, right? But the trick is here is that success is different for everybody. For me specifically, yes, like having a business that is thriving and making a certain revenue in my business, that is a form of success for me. But also being able to wake up in the morning with with this freedom to really wake up slowly and have my morning routine and drink my cacao and journal and meditate, that feels successful to me, right? Because my prior life was getting up at 5 a.m. to get myself ready, get the kids ready, get out the door and get to work and be hustling all day, right? That was my old life, and that didn't feel like success to me, although to the outside world it looked like success, right? Because I had this this high status position, I was managing all these doctor's offices, I looked the part, and to society that was success, but internally I didn't feel successful. So as a projector, when you begin to get honest with yourself about how you are operating in your energy day to day, are you showing up because you feel like you have to, because you feel like you should? Are you forcing yourself to be consistent in a way that's not supportive of you? Now, I am a big proponent and believer that consistency does breed success. However, I've learned to again cultivate my own idea of what that consistency looks like for me, right? It's not about trying to be on every single day. It's about when I do show up, I have a strong intention behind what I'm doing, that my energy has been restored, my energy has been nourished, and I fill my cup, and then I show up so that the impact that I'm able to make when I do show up is stronger and more potent. So then that doesn't mean I need to be here every single day, burning myself out to do the things. So when you begin to look at and get really clear and deep dive and do some of the inner work and the unsexy work of what's happening beneath the surface, you may be surprised to find what narratives your actions are stemming from. And so every time that I would go through that pattern of hustle, 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 hit the wall, now I need to rest and relax, and then boom, I start all over again. Every time I would do that, I was feeding into the narrative that said I wasn't capable, right? Because I was having that experience. I was having that experience because I didn't understand how to align with my unique energy. I didn't understand what my gifts were. I didn't understand that, the way that I did things, the way that I do things, and the way that I see things was valuable because I'd only seen one other example of how that was supposed to be, right? So creating prosperity as a projector is going to look different. Yeah, you're going to do some of the same things in your business that everyone else does, right? Like there are core business principles that we have to follow because they are business principles. But when you understand how you are uniquely designed to interface with the world around you, you begin to approach those principles in a different way and in a way that is sustainable. That is what we want to look at. How can I show up in a way in my business and in my life that allows me to have sustainable energy? And as a projector, that doesn't mean being on all the time, right? It actually means giving yourself more time to think, to have spaciousness, to be out in nature, to study, to dive deep into what it is that you're passionate about, to trust, to build your trust muscles, to build your faith muscles, to do the deep dive inner work, because as you're actually spending time doing that, you're aligning your energy, you're aligning your vibration, and then the invitations that you desire and that you want begin to come towards you. Life begins to come towards you instead of you trying to run after life, right? So I invite you to just ask yourself the question today, all right, how am I using my energy? How am I using my energy? Am I using my energy in the most efficient way possible? Where in my life or in my business am I showing up in a way that is not sustainable? Where am I pushing? Where am I forcing things? Right? And then also look at and get really honest with yourself about what narratives are playing beneath the surface that you are taking action from. Right? And so as projectors, we are, out of all 5 of the types, right, projectors are actually the most conditioned because our aura is designed to be focused and penetrating. Your aura is designed to focus on the other, right? And that's a great thing because we're here as guides. We're here to guide energy around us. However, we also have to take responsibility and pull our focus and pull our energy back into ourselves and take that focused aura and focus on ourselves so that we can see ourselves more clearly and recognize ourselves more clearly, so then we can show up in an aligned way in our gifts unapologetically without being wobbly in our energy, without, trying to force or prove ourselves, right? That is what is important, right? And so when you begin to do that as a projector, your impact, your influence, your income, all the things that you desire will quite naturally begin to increase, right? Without you needing to be the one that's trying to push it or force it, okay? So I want to invite you, if you want to have more conversations like this about what it means to show up in life and business as a projector, and you want to learn, actually educate yourself more on yourself, I want to invite you to join my Facebook group. It's called the Prosperous Projector. And in that space, it's all projectors, right? You're in a space where others get you. They understand your journey. They see you and they recognize you. I do some trainings in there every once in a while. I post some great content in there. I post great questions for you to contemplate that you can do this deep inner work. And then if you want to know more about your design, if you've never had a human design reading, I do offer those, and I have a few spaces available. So I'll leave that link for you if you want to connect in that way and really learn about what your gifts are and how to show up in alignment with who you are, right? And how to interface with the world around you, all right? So if you have any questions about your design, I'd also love to answer this for you. Feel free to drop them below. And I will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for being here and for watching. Bye.